The GTA Definitive Editions are, in my opinion, complete garbage. A small portion of you disagree, like this poll I made proves, and that's completely fine, you like what you like. Even I see the positives of these editions, and in this video I'll highlight every improvement they provide over the originals. Let me know what else you like, because I'm curious. These are in no particular order, just 10 things I like in the Definitive Editions. San Andreas has a massive map, right? I've beaten this game over 50 times, traveled across the same streets thousands of times. Well, occasionally I actually get lost. I don't know each location like the back of my hand, and the very low draw distance does not help. The Definitive has massive draw distance where you can see landmarks from across the map by just getting some elevation. This helps you find exactly where you are and which direction you should take to reach it. I personally prefer the fog because it provides some mystery, but I gotta admit how sometimes I appreciate the huge draw distance when I wanna reach a certain location. Yep, obviously guys, I'm gonna talk about the graphics. Texture work for the most part is a massive improvement. I'm not talking about NPCs, they are horrific.
What's up, Doc?
Just look at the scenery, the beaches in Vice City, the trees in the countryside of San Andreas. This looks fantastic, and if I cared about graphics at all, I would probably immediately call these versions better than the original. I don't give a crap about graphics, but this is definitely eye candy and I love it. Probably my biggest gripe with the original San Andreas is the pop-in. When flying a plane, what looks like a completely free sky in front of you could turn into an explosion when all of a sudden a tree pops into your vision. In an instant, death. This is why missions like NOE are my least favorite. Well, in the Definitive Edition I never had this issue. Sure, Poppin is still here, but it never happens 2 feet away from you. You crash your plane because of the terrible flight controls, never because of pop-in. Massive improvement, I gotta say. Checkpoints. Back in the day we didn't have them. Most games made you replay a whole mission or quest from the beginning. This made you play cautiously and think outside the box, making you better at video games. GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas are like that. The originals at least. The Definitive Editions added checkpoints, however, and this severely lowers the difficulty of them since you are never in any danger. You fail, restart the mission, or in the case of San Andreas, a part of the mission, and you complete it. Most new players love this system and I don't. However, again, sometimes I find it useful, especially when speedrunning, when failing in the original could mean a whole reset. In the Definitive you lose a couple minutes at most. In short, it makes the difficulty trivial, but it also provides something useful and gives new players less headaches. And also, since it's completely optional, you can just choose not to use checkpoints. It's actually completely fine to add this feature. If you're like me, if you don't like checkpoints, click on cancel and repeat the mission from the start. As you know, camera movement in vehicles in both GTA 3 and Vice City is restricted to 4 directions: front, left, right and back. This is very frustrating for many players apparently, since they wanna have more freedom of movement. And honestly, who doesn't? I personally like the restrictive camera because the default angles let you see everything worth seeing and you can easily flick it around for a quick view. Well, like I said, having more freedom is great, and the Definitive Editions allows you completely free movement. Unfortunately, the Y-axis is completely busted and the camera constantly fights with you, trying to center itself. But hey, for most people, movement in all directions is great. GTA games have many weapons, very often trying to scroll through 10 guns just to reach your rocket launcher could mean a death. The Definitive Edition solved this issue by adding a weapon wheel. Not only does it show a full list of weapons you can use, but it also slows down the game significantly while you are choosing. No longer do you have to panic shoot with weapons you did not wanna use. Just activate the weapon wheel, think a bit and kill your enemy. Unfortunately, again, like any new feature, there's a caveat. weapon locations are completely busted. Like for instance, why is a rocket launcher after a pistol? This pretty much forces you to use the weapon wheel, and again it's not a bad feature, but it comes with caveats too. Waypoints in San Andreas are awesome, right? Plop your marker and follow it to your destination. Well, the Definitive Edition improves on this feature and includes it to GTA 3 and Vice City as well. Now when plopping down a marker, a small line appears, leading you to your destination. You can never get lost again, especially since the draw distance increase I mentioned before. Add to this the slightly tilted minimap in the Definitive Edition, and now you always know where you are. Default frame rates in the originals are bad. Playing with the frame limiter on gives you a pretty choppy gameplay, while turning it off introduces a bigger set of issues, especially when it comes to physics where CJ can't swim, Claude can die from just walking around, and Tommy can slow down time apparently. The Definitives lock the physics to 60 FPS and allow you to change your frame rate to whatever you want. Sure, locking it to constant 60 breaks some physics like the swimming mechanics in San Andreas, but at least most other parts of the game could be experienced in a smooth frame rate. Random pedestrian clothing. Out of everything I mentioned on this list, this is the only addition which in my eyes has absolutely no drawbacks. Everything I mentioned before I find unnecessary, but this right here is amazing. Pedestrians having random clothes in a way introduces hundreds of new NPCs to the streets, providing way more variety than before. Streets are more colorful, pedestrians have more personality, and overall it freshens up the lineup of NPCs you can interact with. It's a great addition. And the 10th good Definitive Edition addition is... I really don't know, guys. I started scripting this video a week ago, and for a whole week I could not think of anything for number 10. Oh, I even added some things out of my ass for the other spots. All except one of these I find needless additions, and I really don't see how people don't see the flaws in this game. But hey, if you enjoy the game, that's fine. I really gave an effort to showcase some good things about the Definitive Editions, but I think I failed at it. Let me know how much you hate me in the comment section, and let me know what you like about them. Who knows, maybe you can open my eyes to the newer gamer generation where everything is simplified and holds your hand all the way through the game. Anyway, thanks for watching, sorry for making some of you angry, and a special thank you to Monish Pradeep, Case Knights, Epic LF, Sepp Levy, Shinte, Clint McCurdy, Dark Mount, Jacob Madley, Max Robinson, Jim Francesco, Sol Lavili, Canyon, and everybody else.